Ladies and gentlemen, we are live tonight for another edition of NASCAR Chase for the Cup 2005 Busch Series Racing here on a Saturday night in the Bilo 200 at the Darlington Raceway. Race number 15 of 31 on our custom schedule season for the Busch Series. A short 200-mile race around the track that is too tough to tame. We'll see if these drivers will have a hard time at this track here today, just trying to keep their car off the wall and keep from getting the Darlington stripe. Thank you for watching. Of course, like and share and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Full race live commentary, live streams on the daily, whether it is the real races on the race weekend or the video game races here. Hopefully you enjoyed the Xfinity Series race earlier today. I did not even get to see it. I was at work. I didn't see who won. I saw the last couple drivers go out in qualifying on my lunch break for the Cup Series. My man Ryan Blaney is on the pole. Fourth straight race he is starting on the front row. Third straight race that they've been able to have qualifying that he has qualified on the pole. That's got to be something close to a record, you would think, at least for qualifying. 3 poles in a row, that's pretty insane, honestly. So great for Ryan Blaney there, and for being at one of his worst racetracks as well. Enough about that. We need to get into this action here tonight because WrestleMania is tonight. I know I want to watch that, and I know some of you guys are probably going to want to watch this as well. So thank you. We'll get into qualifying, and we'll see where the Biff is going to qualify for this daytime race at Darlington. Fur Express, welcome to the stream. Thanks for being the first one down in the chat below. This is the only stream tonight, yes. This will be the only race. It looks like I'll have to check the community tab again. I haven't looked at the polls since I went into work this morning. Last I know, Monday was still leading the vote for the online lobby. So it looks as if that is going to be on Monday night. And we will be live streaming NASCAR Chase for the Cup 2005 tomorrow for the Auto Club 500 at the Auto Club Speedway. Wade Solinsky, welcome to the stream. Here we go, indeed. No practice in this one, just hopped right into qualifying for Greg Biffle, so we'll see if he's got the right setup to be able to sit on the pole as he works his way off of turn 4 down to the start-finish line. First lap is fast enough. Pole for Greg Biffle. And it looks like Casey Atwood will start outside of the front row in second. 3 drivers battling for the championship midway through the season. Greg Biffle, Ron Hornaday, and Kyle Busch. Green flag is in the air. We're underway at the Darlington Raceway. And Greg Biffle will get the launch into turn 1 as Casey Atwood gets held up. And J.J. Yaley's able to get around him off the start. Appreciate that comment, Wade. And hopefully the race delivers as it usually does. This one's going to fly by, likely a 2-stop race today. A very tricky Darlington surface. A lot of tire wear, I'm sure, in this race today. Very worn out Darlington surface, kind of similar to the asphalt now with how rough it is. These cars are going to be slipping and sliding around this track even more so than what they would at a repaved Darlington. Greg Biffle able to lead the first few laps of the race, so already going to get himself 5 bonus points, trying to pull away early. He has won the last Busch and Cup Series race. A dominating race in the last race at Dover for Greg Biffle. He qualified on the pole at Dover, led all 200 laps and won the race. Starting on the pole here at Darlington, trying to pick up where he left off in the last Busch Series race. Comes in with a 123-point lead over Ron Hornaday. And Kyle Busch not that far behind Hornaday in points as well. So the top 3 are all within 1 race worth of points still. Patrick Shadley, welcome to the stream. Have no fear, P-Shat Motorsports is here. Oh, you're an AEW guy now? I mean, I personally watch both. I keep up more with WWE, and I think a lot of that is just because, I don't know, I've given AEW a try. I don't dislike it at all. I'm just a pro wrestling fan in general. I haven't really watched many promotions outside of those two. Like, I never really got into watching TNA even when I was growing up and stuff. Obviously, be Impact now, but really flat into turn 3 for Biffle. Out of shape pretty much all the way down the backstretch, so he just kind of let the car do its own thing. He's already pulling away in the early going. I will say of the 2 nights of WrestleMania, I will say that tonight is probably the night I'm most looking forward to. With the matches they have. They have a couple of intriguing ones for tomorrow. And caution's already out this one. That did not take long. Lap number 8, we'll see our first yellow of the race. Caution off of turn 4 as Manny Brown will go for a spin. It looks like he got into Jimmy Hill in the 116 car. Yeah, he got into Jimmy Hill off the exit of turn 4. Hill gets into the outside wall, and Brown goes for a slide. So 8 laps, and we already see our first caution of the race. Greg Biffle's going to stay out of the pits. I'm sure everybody else will. Not too many laps on these guys' tires. Billy Carjoy, welcome to the stream. Green flag back in the air at lap 12. Field bunched right back together again after Biffle had about a 1.5-second lead. J.J. Haley still sitting in 2nd place. Casey Atwood remains in 3rd. That accident happened right in front of Ron Hornaday. I'm not sure around what positions they were in. Luckily, Hornaday was able to get on the brakes in time and keep from hitting Brown, who spun right in front of him. I saw Kyle Busch qualified in the 8th spot. Not sure exactly where he's at right now, but at least he qualified good in the top 10. Not as good, though, as Greg Biffle, who is the points leader. Yeah, I was going to say, you're not that late. Just getting underway here today. Atwood trying the outside through turns 1 and 2 to potentially get up to 2nd place. That is not going to work, and I almost wonder if Atwood's faster than Yaley, and Yaley's holding him up. How hard it is to pass at Darlington. Definitely one of the hardest ovals to just run consistent lap times in general, let alone when you're trying to drive in traffic and around other cars. Not gonna read that name, but welcome to the stream. I see you down in the chat. Anybody that has the chat open knows who I'm talking about. There's some things you can get me to say, but I'm not gonna be saying that. Biffle's already out over a 1-second lead. I don't believe Yaley's in 2nd place anymore. I think he just got shuffled to the outside lane. But I don't believe Atwood is the car up to 2nd place. I think Atwood just moved up to 3rd. We'll see if whoever's in 2nd place right now can maybe run down Greg Biffle. Could you imagine if Greg Biffle goes 2 races into this midway point of the season to lead every lap and win the race? Now, I will say the Dover race went caution-free, so that definitely helped him. And we only had 1 pit stop in that one. We should have 2 pit stops in this race, even though it's also 200 miles. just with how much more tire wear you're going to see here at Darlington today than what you saw at Dover a couple days ago. We'll alternate through the different camera angles once again here. Ryan Manion, welcome to the stream. Definitely a much tighter points battle, at least with the top two in the Cup Series. Only 2 points is the difference with 18 races to go. 16 races left in the Busch Series after this one is concluded tonight. Coming into the race, it's a 123-point lead for Greg Biffle. But the only thing is here is there are 3 drivers that have a good shot at the championship versus in the Cup Series right now, it's pretty much a 2-horse race between Greg Biffle and Dale Jr. Biffle's got a shot to win both titles. Looking for a second career Busch title and, of course, his first career Cup Series title. And I will say the Biffle's car is getting a little bit looser as this run carries on. Definitely starting to wiggle around a lot more. It seems like on corner exits where it's getting on the looser side of things. Honk your horn for Mr. Hornaday. Horny for Horn. I can't believe I was just thinking, I'm like, okay, we got hard for Menard, we got stiff for the Biff, we got horny for Hornaday. All 3 in the Busch Series. That's awful. I mean, that's pretty much on par with that name I didn't read. Biffle's definitely got the fastest car at the front portion of the field from how qualifying shaked out. Already a 2-second lead now. Utter dominance right now after kind of a slow streak in both the Busch and the Cup Series coming into the last couple races over the last couple of nights. Back to the far chase cam for now. Lap 25. You're just tuning in. We've had one caution already today. Manny Brown and Jimmy Hill got together off of turn 4 where Manny Brown went for a spin on the front stretch. Those were the only 2 cars involved. That was on lap 8. We went green at lap 12, so this is the longest of the 2 green flag runs in the early going of the race. And this is the largest lead for Greg Biffle in the early going as well, just about 2.4 seconds ahead of second place. I'm not gonna lie, Jack down in the chat has a little bit of a point. He's got a fair point. What has come in this stream in the first 27 laps? I was not expecting this kind of a conversation we were going to be having tonight. What a way to get your Saturday night kicked off. Car kind of turned for itself down into turn 1. Biffle was able to compensate pretty quickly and just stay out of the gas. The car is definitely edgy. He's kept it off the wall so far, so that's good. He hasn't earned a Darlington stripe up to this point. I hope he can keep it that way. And we have another caution. Lap 29, it looks like another accident off of turn 4. Our second caution of the race today in the first 29 laps. And, oh, Sean Batson into the wall hard. It looked like he got turned by Billy Parker. Yeah, I think there was definitely contact. But it almost looked like Parker was getting pushed from behind by whoever was in line behind him. So now we're in an interesting situation. Greg Biffle...
Watch those cars behind you. They just pitted and they're going to be fast.
Well, Biffle stayed out. He wanted to pit. I hit yes right as it was flashing forward. I was a split second too late there. Green flag back in the air, and Greg Biffle has old tires as he wanted to hit pit road, but I guess he missed the pit lane under the caution. His car was already getting edgy before the yellow. And everybody on about 30 lap fresher tires behind him. Maybe a little less than that, but still quite a few lap fresher tires. As Terry Cook is in second place following the green flag, or the pit stops under the caution flag. Casey Atwood is still in third. At least Biffle keeps his track position, which is important at Darlington, but it's not going to be important if he ends up losing the lead and starts to go backwards, so he's going to hold on for dear life. I feel like if he can hold on to the clean air, it'll be a little bit easier for him to stay out towards the front of the field, but once he loses the lead, he might be a goner after that. Terry Cook's putting a lot of pressure on him, and then also Terry Cook is going to have to get around Biffle as quickly as he can before other drivers might have a shot to take away second from Cook and eventually take the lead away from Biffle if he's too patient. Biffle trying to protect the bottom into turn 3. Oh, that will be the great equalizer with that second caution. Because Biffle definitely was faster than everybody else at the front of the field those first 29 laps before the second yellow wave. The way the cautions have already fallen in the early going of this one, we might see some more before the end of it. Not be shocked at this rate. Haven't really had a race like that in the Busch Series in a while, where we've seen a lot of cautions. In fact, we've had 4 caution-free races already this season, including, of course, at Dover 2 nights ago. 3 nights ago, rather. On Wednesday night. Biffle's holding his own pretty well. Granted, 6 laps have been ran under caution, but still 32 laps in. Car's getting looser and looser and looser. It's about halfway on fuel right now. One car is going to be pulling onto pit road off the exit of turn 4 this time, so it looks like we have our first engine failure of the night. Greg Biffle making these older tires work. The only problem is he's going to have to pit before everybody else, so if we actually do get a long enough green flag run, he could be in danger losing track position. I almost wonder if he can make it a one stop today for fuel with all the cautions we've had already in this one. I almost wonder if we see a third yellow pretty soon, if he may just stay out again anyway. He's holding on to the clean air for now. Got a 6/10 of a second lead off Cook. Washed really close to the wall that time. Biffle's letting it all hang out. He's definitely not pulling away like he was earlier. He's starting to gap Cook a little bit, though. And Cook might be in danger of losing second place before long. Can't tell who that is in third place behind him. I don't believe it's Atwood anymore. "40 laps in. About 107 laps to go at Darlington. Comment in the chat down below how many more cautions you think how many cautions you think we'll see tonight total, with already having 2 in the first 30 laps. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how the strategy will play out if we see a bunch of caution flags. It's not going to be straightforward like we saw at Dover. There were some drivers that had to pit a second time at the end. Not everybody made it on one stop. And the right front's into the yellow now, and that took Biffle way up the racetrack in turns 3 and 4 to the outside lane unintentionally. But he still hangs on to the race car, kept it off the wall. At least keeps decent momentum up with running the high side. Might have helped him on straightaway speed down the back. It definitely looks like Terry Cook is starting to hold up some cars behind him, though. Biffle's 0.8 of a second ahead of Cook in second place, but he has about 3 or 4 cars directly behind him looking for that spot back. Biffle's going wide again through 3 and 4. He's having a harder time trying to pull that car down to the inside in turns 3 and 4. Sharper angled corner, 1 and 2, a little bit more of a wider sweep. Patrick says 6 cautions according to Larry Mack's trends. 5 to 7 possibly. How many the AI wants, yeah. It usually seems like whenever we go to Darlington in this game, we don't get that many cautions, so the fact that we've had 2 of them already, it makes sense considering it is Darlington. It's a very tough racetrack. Drivers having problems with it early on. But just compared to the other Busch Truck and Cup Series races we've had at Darlington in the past on the custom schedule seasons, I think in the Cup Series we only had 1 caution the entire 400-mile race. More than that, 30 laps, less than 30 laps tonight. So we went green at about lap 33, so we're 13 laps into this green flag run, and in those 13 laps, Biffle has pulled out to about a 1.1 second lead over Terry Cook. He's still on older tires. The bad part here is Darlington has a very long pit road. The track is just less than a mile in length, about 1.3 miles roughly in length. So he will go a lap down when he has to make his green flag pit stop before everybody else if we have a long enough green flag run. If we get a caution between when Biffle pits and when the rest of the field is still out on the racetrack, Biffle will go a lap down, which he's had a problem with that in the last few races, not necessarily at Dover, but the 2 races before that, he finished a lap down, both at Indianapolis Raceway Park and Daytona. But once you go a lap down, it's so hard to get it back because there's no free pass position in the Busch Series. That, and it's a Busch Series race too, so the race itself is just shorter. 100 laps to go, that time by at the line. Already at lap 48. Restall Cup, welcome to the stream. Brian Rodriguez, welcome as well. When will the trivia start? Right around the halfway point usually. And I do have my question already. I am curious though if Terry Cook's going to be able to hold on. It just goes to show how hard it is to pass. So many cars behind Cook, but they can't get around him. And he's far enough behind Biffle as if it seems as if he's got clean air right now. It's not in the wake of the 60 car, which is probably helping Cook hang on to second place. Have another car on pit road after the most recent yellow, so I think somebody else has now just blown an engine. So at least 2 engine failures in this one, along with 2 cautions. Greg Biffle has led the first 49. It'll be 50 laps complete at the line this time by. He's led them all, though he has not made a pit stop yet. With the cautions and what seemed like it was going to be a 2-stop race today, can it actually be a 1-stopper for Greg Biffle? That's one way to keep the track position. Won't have to worry about the pit crew losing any spots on pit road if he doesn't pit. Under cautions, at least. Keeping the car clean as well. Also, a little bit easier no matter what track you're at, when you're out in front. Obviously, haven't had a long enough green flag run to catch any lap traffic yet in this one either, so that's also, in a sense, helping Greg Biffle. As long as he nails the restarts at least, which so far so good. Patrick Ellison, welcome to the stream. A lot of new viewers tuning in here for the first time tonight over the last few laps especially, so make sure you hit that like button down in, I almost said in the chat. The like button's not in the chat, but hit the like button down below. And subscribe for more daily NASCAR content if you haven't already tonight as well. No live race commentary this weekend. I'm taking the weekend off from the live commentary to go watch the race with my family at my grandparents' house. So I will be there tomorrow, but I make it up to you guys the following weekend because we will be doing the live commentary for the Xfinity and the Cup race next weekend at Martinsville, Friday and Saturday nights. Doing multiple races in the race weekend next week, with not having any this week, with not going to the track. It's the first race I haven't commentated that I have been away from the racetrack on the race weekend. But I have a set number of races that I want to make sure I get to my grandparents' house so I can watch the race like the good old days. Mechanical failure? Not on this game, not offline at least. I know on NASCAR Thunder 2004, offline I had engine failures. I had a problem with engine failures at Michigan and California. The 2-mile tracks, for whatever reason. If I was like trying to push as if I was running a qualifying lap and just kind of stand on the gas all the way down until I absolutely pushed it before getting out of the gas, it would kind of rev out past 9,000 RPM and I'd blow my engine on multiple occasions. Offline, at least on my career mode. I don't think I ever had one on Thunder 04 on the stream unless I legitimately crashed out and DNF'd that way. Same thing with NASCAR 05, the few times I've had an accident there. No DNFs in the Busch series so far for Greg Biffle. Definitely why he is leading the points right now, and 2 DNFs in the Cup Series side. Had one that cost you the 500. What was your mechanical failure? Probably an engine, I'm guessing. Usually it's, I don't even know if you could have a mechanical failure outside of like a tire go down or engine failure in this game. Running out of fuel is not really a mechanical failure. I wonder if NASCAR 22 is going to have the ability to break a transaxle at random times. I could see that. Well, we want the game to be more realistic. Or transaxles will be breaking under the stage brakes or something. You have DNF'd. That's where the crew chief would pop in. Whoa, looks like we've been disqualified. It's like he does randomly when you get disqualified on a non-super speedway oval. That makes sense. Well, thanks. I hope I win the championship too. I've never won a championship on the channel in the Cup Series for a full season points format on an EA Sports game. Granted, I never really did a full season points format in the other games and won the championship either, so that'd be a first. Obviously, it's a full season points format. We ran the Chase for 8 season with Jimmy Johnson. We did win a title with him, but we also had the Chase for the Cup, those final 10 races of the season. Now, I would have won the championship if it was a full season points format, considering I was the #1 seed going into the Chase and still came out as the champ. We'll see if try to make a little bit better luck on the Cup Series side with Greg Biffle. Right now we have just a 2-point lead with 18 races to go. It did that, I turned the damage. Yeah, that's a good point. That's where you just send in a notification to them and be like, will you guys actually put stuff in the game that players want to have? Lap 64, about an eighth of a tank of fuel left for Greg Biffle. Just over a 3-second lead, even on older tires. Probably about 27 or so lap older tires compared to the rest of the field. This is the longest green flag run of the race so far as well, as it's going to be 34 laps into this green flag run as Biffle crosses the start-finish line that time by. I plan on doing a full season for 06 and 07. And I'll probably do one of each again, like I did with this game and with Thunder 04. One season of the actual schedule for that year. And then one season with the custom schedule. So that way we have a full season points format one of the years, and then we have the chase one of the other years. And you guys will get the fan vote for what driver I will run in each series that first season when the time comes around, which, I mean, the pace we're running at right now, considering we're on the last season of NASCAR 21 Ignition, obviously we haven't been doing too many of those streams compared to NASCAR 05 stuff. It'll probably be within the next probably month and a half to 2 months. We'll get down to the end of the season for the Busch and the Cup Series here. We've already finished all the truck and modified series seasons. Tyler Burback, welcome to the stream. Oh, well, there's the first Darlington stripe today for Greg Biffle. Overdrove turn 3 on corner entry. Brushed the fence there just a little bit. Running really low on fuel. I don't think he's going to be able to make it on one stop. I don't think he got quite enough caution flags. He got 2 of them. He's going to be able to go a couple more laps, and that's going to be about it on fuel. He's going to go to lap 70, and then he's going to pit. That's going to put him, even if we get 2 more cautions in the next run, he's going to be about 7 laps short on fuel. So everybody else can make it on one more stop. Biffle has to pit twice, and that's concerning. He does have the fastest car in the field today, though, so how much time is he going to be able to make up on fresh tires after he makes this green flag pit stop as well? It's going to be interesting to see if Biffle can cut back through the field. We're almost halfway home. He's led all 69 laps so far, but he's about to give the lead up for the first time today when he makes his green flag stop this time by. No adjustments to the 60 car. Loose as fast if you can hang on to it. So far, he's been hanging on to it. It'll just be 4 tires and fuel. And the number 60 team's pit crew will go to work. This is a tough pit road to get onto at Darlington. One of the toughest, if not the toughest in NASCAR. But Biffle will get down with a little bit of a slide coming off the bank into the racetrack. And Terry Cook, who held on to second the entire time, even with heavy pressure behind him, will take the lead for the first time today. So Terry Cook is the new leader at Darlington. He's the first driver to lead a lap that is not Greg Biffle. If you do a custom schedule, it will still have the chase in it. Custom schedules from NASCAR 05 Chase for the Cup onwards. If you do a schedule. Well, this... Are you talking about, like, after this game? I don't know about that, because I thought I remember playing 07, and it wasn't a Chase for the Cup. I'll simulate it to find out first before I actually go and start the season. So it looks like we have 3 drivers out of the race with engine failures today. Greg Biffle is in 40th, 1 lap down. But he does have about 40 lap fresher tires than the rest of the field, so he's going to go to work. 40 lap fresher tires, a little bit of contact up ahead in turns 1 and 2. Biffle needs to just hope that it stays green long enough for everybody else to have to make their pit stop. Probably in about another 30 laps or so, I would have to imagine. Everybody else should cycle through. Justin Nutt, welcome to the stream. Yeah, turn around and go 1 lap backwards. Yeah, put myself another lap down. The caution would come out as soon as I do that. Oh boy. Front tire changer slipped on the right front. I didn't even notice that. I wasn't paying close attention. I didn't realize they made a mistake. Well, that definitely doesn't help Biffle either. That's the second Busch race in a row they made him. No, never mind. They went mistake-free at Dover. I think it was the race before that at Daytona they made a mistake. Still, that's 2 of the last 3 races. There's been some sort of an issue. The 60 team on pit road. There's a lot of heavy traffic coming up for Greg Biffle. Yes, he has fresh tires, and he's making up time right now. But that is a lot of cars to pass and to try doing cleanly. It's the first he's even had to deal with traffic this entire race today. It's taken almost to about the halfway mark to do so. So we're just past halfway as we run. Derek Booth, welcome to the stream. I'm added to the WrestleMania main event this year. That's news to me. Oh, yeah, Dallas, I need to catch a flight to get out there by tomorrow. I'm not in ring shape right now either. Like, I'm in good shape, but I'm not, like... I'll noticeably look a lot smaller, especially to big guys like Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. I'll be about the same height as Lesnar, but... that guy outweighs me by probably 90 pounds. I look like a twig next to him. Yeah, we'll get to the trivia question as soon as I get through the heavy lap traffic. I really want to focus right now. Nearly some contact off turn 4 between Jason Keller and Drew Campbell. He slides up the track in front of Jimmy Hill, who's already involved in 1 accident today. So Biffle's probably going to be on these same tires to the end of the race. If he's only 7 laps short on fuel, which by our estimations, that's about how short he is on gas, I think it's going to be a fuel-only stop the next time around. Really just trying to make up as much time as he can on these fresh tires while he has a chance. Sorry, pit road. That was Craig Miller. Looks like David Stremme. Kyle Busch is in the pits as well. Off the exit of turn 4, 3 wide for the first time today. The 139, the 60. So everybody is short pitting, knowing Biffle had fresher tires for the moment. Let me try to fix the lag real quick. I don't know why it's lagging. My bit rate is normal. More so than yesterday. There wasn't really an issue with it yesterday. It was like a couple seconds and that was it. It's good now. I was going to say my bit rate looks normal right now. I think we're okay right now. Yeah, if this keeps... I think we're good for the... If this keeps happening, then I'm going to reboot the router real quick. Well, hang on. I'll reboot it if it lags one more time. Because now it's showing full signal again. It's fine right now again. Just keep me updated down in the chat. Still freezing like putting up circle. It's good on my end right now. Keep me updated down in the chat. If it happens, it isn't right now. Okay, yeah, it's not on my end right this moment. Let me know if it gets really bad again and I'll go reset my router. Try to avoid doing that right now because we're so close to the end of the race, but want you guys to have a clear picture at the same time. Yeah, it was strange. It did that last night, but it only did it for like 30 seconds and that was about it, at the most. Very quick. It was like less than a lap and did it for him. It was fine. I didn't have to pause it, but yeah, that was pretty rough there for a couple minutes. We are good now. Lap 84. Greg Biffle, the first and only car, one lap down right now. Actually, he's the first car one lap down. We did have quite a few cars pit that last lap. So the window is open to the end of the race. That's why a lot of drivers short pitted. So the drivers behind Biffle are good to the end on fuel. Biffle has to pit at some point. Again, he's about 7 laps short. Because he did not pit during either one of the cautions earlier today. He's got a little bit of catching up to do. Led the first 69 laps. So he's led quite a bit today. There's a good chance he's going to lead the most. You just have to lead a few more to be able to do so. Or just somebody else lead a few more outside of Terry Cook, and that alone will allow Greg Biffle to lead the most laps in today's race at Darlington, so it'll be another 5 bonus points. He's catching the leaders on these 4 fresh tires, though, so that's good. The longer they stay out, the better for Greg Biffle. And Biffle, with only being about 7 laps short on fuel, his tires should make it to the end of the race. He definitely can't afford to lock the tires up like he did the last time, trying to get onto pit road as fast as he could. It's going to be a splash and go for Biffle when he does make that stop. That should get him on the lead lap. And then if we get a caution from there, he can take fresh tires. Just desperately needs to get back on the lead lap before a caution could potentially come out. We've had 2 of them already today. It's so vital because there's no free pass for the Busch series in this game. Or in 2004 in general. Which is where this game takes place. Bobby Hamilton to the lead. Race leader at the time on pit road. Terry Cook coming down. J.J. Yaley, who qualified towards the front of the field as well, is on his way in. Be interesting to see who's going to cycle back to second once Biffle will eventually get back to the lead. Biffle's going to lead at least long enough to... That was a pretty big hit into the wall off turn 2. It's the second time he's gotten into the wall today. Hopefully it'll be the last. Still have about 57 laps to go. Sean Batson right up ahead of Greg Biffle. He was one of the drivers involved in that last accident. Got turned by Billy Parker after Parker had gotten hit from the 111 car sitting in line behind him. Even these lap cars that are slower generally are going to have a little bit more speed than Biffle with the fresher tires. Biffle slides right around him. He's up to 11th right now. There are a lot of cars a lap down. Oh, we got trouble. Turn 4, car in the wall. Casey Atwood. Oh my goodness, no caution, and I don't know how there wasn't a yellow there. And that would have been race ending for Greg Biffle as far as trying to win this race goes. Very fortunate to not get a caution there. He would have been trapped a lap down. After dominating the first half of this race, that would have been terrible. Stream of smoke, some sparks were flying. Couldn't tell who got in the back of him. I think Atwood was trying to pull down onto pit road and he got ran into from behind by one of the lap cars who had already pitted. Bobby Hamilton's still out on the racetrack and has not made his stop yet. Biffle is up to 7th. Hamilton stays out again. Hamilton's hoping for a caution. We almost saw our third one of the day in the first 100 laps. Will Hamilton pit this time by? It looks like he will. And this is going to put Greg Biffle back on the lead lap. So Biffle is on the lead lap. Now if we get a caution, it's alright. We'll have to see exactly how much time he was able to make up on fresh tires. '09 car of Lance Brantley on the bottom lane. Coming out of the pits, right in front of Greg Biffle. Nowhere for Biffle to go. Biffle down to the inside, 3 wide, off the exit of turn 4. Brantley cleared the 117. Biffle is up to 2nd, now in the lead. So it'll be an official lead change this time by at the start-finish line. Greg Biffle will be back out in front at Darlington, and we'll have 50 laps to go in this race. Biffle currently has about a 10-plus second lead. Looks like it's over 11 seconds. 10.9. 10.9 second lead for Greg Biffle, his largest of the day, with 50 laps to go, but he's about 7 laps short on fuel. Everybody else has a little bit fresher tires than him. I think now you just have to stay out and hope for a caution before that. Or you just pit now and try to run him down in the back half of it. He's going to try to clinch the most laps led first. Oh, there it is. That didn't take long. So it looks like Biffle has clinched the most laps led now. He's going to pit not this time by, but the following time by at lap 100. Biffle will make his second and final stop of the day. It's going to be fuel only. Oh, maybe he won't pit this time. No, he will. He will. He slid going into the corner, and I wasn't sure if he was going to be able to get the car down onto the apron in time, but he does. So splash and go. And that is going to be it for Greg Biffle. No need to repair any damage and no adjustment change here. And J.J. Yaley will take the race lead for the first time today, our fourth different leader. Mistake-free on this stop is all Biffle hopes for, just a splash and go. 4.3 seconds and away for Greg Biffle. He'll remain on the lead lap. He has the fastest car in the field, but he doesn't have the tire advantage anymore. We'll see if he can run him down. Biffle all the way back to 36th. Even if he stayed out hoping for a caution, he was going to have to pit eventually anyway. He could have taken fresh tires, but he still would have been back at 36, maybe a little bit later. By pitting now, if we get a caution at any point in time in his way driving up through the field, man. David has lost. Welcome to the stream. River Hippo Tuber, welcome to the stream. Yeah, fuel only. We were only 7 laps short. Trying to stay on the lead lap. Oh, man, big block by Parker off the exit of turn 2. Biffle got right into the back of him. Big dive into turn 3. Biffle can't get around him. Parker already turned 1 car, bringing out a caution. 44 laps to go. A little bit of contact up ahead. And the right front is in the yellow already. This Biffle's not going to finish a lap down today, but this is just not where he wants to be. And he wanted to pit under that second yellow, just couldn't spam the button in time. Fortunately, even leading the most laps and clinching the most laps led might not be enough. Contact with Luke Nixon. About to break inside the top 30. Caution will definitely help Biffle. It'll bunch the field back together again. The problem is he still has a lot of cars to pass. 18 seconds off the race lead with 42 laps to go. Our trivia question of the night: with the NASCAR Cup and Xfinity Series racing at Richmond this weekend, it will be a Richmond Raceway-based question. Who is the last driver to win 3 consecutive NASCAR Cup Series races at Richmond? Answer that question at lap 120. And I'll give a hint at lap 115 if you guys can't get it before then. So who is the last driver in the NASCAR Cup Series to win 3 straight races at Richmond? Tonight's trivia question in the Buy Low 200. Trying to get underneath the 123. Gonna look really low into turn 1. 123 car really trying to pinch him. Biffle slides down on the apron. Answer is not Denny Hamlin. Good guess. He is good at his home track at Richmond. Not Kevin Harvick either. Biffle just is having a tough time trying to pass cars. Now he's underneath the 123, beats him back to the gas off of turn 4. 60 definitely has a little bit more speed than him overall anyway. Not Jeff Gordon. Not Dale Earnhardt either. This is a tougher question tonight. I don't know if any of you guys are going to get it. Dylan Smith says Kyle Busch. That is not it. Welcome to the stream, Dylan, as well. Full sliding up to 25th, passing Tim Fedula. A shot to the back of the 112. He's trying to throw a block on him as well. Biffle low into turn 1. Slides the tires a little bit. Keeps it off the side of the 112 and he'll clear him off in turn 2. Not Tony Stewart, Jimmy Johnson, Richard Petty, or Bill Elliott. Richard Petty did win a bunch in a row in the 70s, but he wasn't the last driver to win 3 in a row. He was the last driver to win 3 Richmond Cup Series races in a row. No, somebody already guessed Dale Sr. That wasn't it. Not Martin Truex Jr. He won back-to-back, and he's won 3 of the last 5, but he did not win 3 in a row. And Dylan Smith says Bobby Allison. That is the answer to the question. Bobby Allison was the last driver in the NASCAR Cup Series to win 3 straight races at Richmond. He won the fall race in 1982 and won both races in 1983. I'm surprised somebody got that without the hint. My hint was going to be I was going to give you the years. But somebody got it a lap before I was going to give the hint. So congrats to Dylan Smith for getting tonight's trivia question correct. Biffle up to 18th. He's making a lot of passes. There's a huge pack of cars all running together right now. Nearly contact between Mike Bliss and Jason Keller down the backstretch. Scott Busch in the 56 car looking to the inside of Keller now. Biffle trying to build up some momentum on the outside. Now ducks down to the bottom, getting a run off of turn 4 to the inside of Keller himself. 32 laps to go at Darlington. Biffle has the fastest car in the field. He's trying to make his way back up. It's going to be difficult. He was in 36th, 18 seconds off the lead. He's gained a lot of positions. Interval time off the leader, though, as he's up to 14th, it's about 15.8, now 15.7 seconds off the lead. Just thinking about good short track drivers. Hey, you got it. Yeah, Richard Petty, I don't know how many in a row he won exactly, but when I was looking at that on Racing Reference earlier today, I didn't count, but you look in the 70s and it's just Richard Petty, Richard Petty, Richard Petty. He was winning a bunch of races at Richmond. That was definitely a close guess. He just wasn't the most recent. Earning another Darlington stripe off of turn 4. I think that's the 3rd time he's gotten into the wall tonight. 30 laps to go. He's up to 12th. Position-wise, it's looking good, but he's only gained about 3 seconds over the last probably 20 laps. It's coming off of pit road. He pitted at lap 101. 18 laps on these tires. He's gained a little over 3 seconds. That is not going to be a quick enough pace to catch Yaley, unless the leaders really start to battle each other or Yaley catches lap traffic. And a lot of it. Harvick was the last to win 3 in a row in the Xfinity Series at Richmond. That I did not know. I didn't look at any of the Xfinity Series stats there. Next guess was Sterling Marlin. I did see somebody said Marlin. Yeah, that... I don't even think he ever won at Richmond. Not that I can remember. Biffle's wiggling around quite a bit on these older tires. But he has to push to the end. This is the final fuel and tire stint. Halfway on fuel with about 27 laps to go, but he's still plenty good to the finish. Some of you guys are saying we're going to have about 6 cautions or 5 to 7 cautions was the range. We had those 2 in the first 30 laps, and we haven't had one since. Currently a 92-lap green flag run at the start-finish line this time by. I believe somebody else just blew an engine again as well and made their way to pit row, but it was already somebody who was running behind Greg Biffle. So it wasn't enough for Biffle to pick up another spot. Remember, J.J. Yaley did not lead a single lap today until after the green flag pit stop. So credit to that 18 team's pit crew for giving them a blistering fast pit stop to get them into this situation. Biffle knows he has a car capable, if we get a caution, for him to win this race. We did have a caution late last night that set up a restart with 9 laps to go in our Cup Series race at Speedway Boulevard. We had 5 cautions total in that race, and we had 4 of them in the final 70 laps. But here tonight, it's going to be interesting. Biffle underneath Blue Castleberry quickly. Big block by the 139, or sorry, that's the one... can't tell if it's 163 or the 139. It looks like the 139 car. In front of David Green. Biffle is up to 10th. Clearing Green off of turn 4. 13.5 seconds off the race lead. Green looking to the inside of Biffle. Biffle charges to the inside, trying to get around the 139 car. He still can't do it. Through turns 1 and 2 as he just kind of sits in line behind. Biffle to the inside off of turn 4. He'll have the advantage on the bottom into turn 1. Side by side for 9th place. Biffle wiggles though, and that'll give the run to the car on the outside. Still side by side though. Quick catch by the 60. And he definitely lost a little time on the leader the last couple laps battling these 3 cars for position, but he is up to 9th place. 20 laps to go for J.J. Yaley. And a Busch Series regular win at Darlington. A race where we have quite a few Cup Series regulars racing. Problem is, too, if we get a caution with 5 or less laps to go, it could end the race under the yellow. Even with this many laps left, though, less than 20 to go as it is right now if we get a caution. Biffle's up to 9th. He has a car fast enough, but that's still a lot of cars to pass at Darlington. A single file restart wouldn't help him either. Lap cars would line up to the inside of the lead lap car, so I guess that could shake things up a little bit. Unless that restart comes with 10 or less laps to go, then the lap cars will line up behind the lead lap cars at the tail end of the field. Get through the different camera angles one more time over the next few laps. Late in this race, 17 laps to go. See a pack of about 4 more cars all battling up there. I don't know if they're all for position or not. If they are all for position, that will move Greg Biffle up to 5th. I doubt that they are all for a spot. Biffle's in the wall now in turns 3 and 4. Wall riding a little bit. Definitely tell he's pushing hard. And not pitting under that second caution really costed him a shot to win this one. It's just so frustrating because he definitely had the fastest car in the field today, and I think that just the domination in laps led definitely went to prove it. Second lap in a row, he's gotten into the wall now in turns 3 and 4. And each of those last 2 laps, he didn't pick up any time on Yaley because of getting into the wall. He's too far back to catch the leader without a yellow anyway. He's solely relying on a caution right now. He's going up the track again through 3 and 4. That time he kept it off the wall. And the right front's in the red now all of a sudden. I'm hoping it'll make it to the end of the race. Did a good job not locking the tires up when he went fuel only. During the last stop, he's only going an extra 7 laps on these tires compared to what he did earlier in the race. Lifted quite a bit in the middle of the corner that time just to keep it off the wall. 12 laps left this time by for Yaley as he works his way into turn 3. Not sure where Kyle Busch and Ron Hornaday are exactly right now as far as points go. They're both ahead of Biffle, I would have to assume. I've not seen any of them. Yeah, there's Hornaday in 8th place, in fact. Hornaday second in points. Kyle Busch is third in points. Busch definitely has a shot to take second place back in the standings today. Biffle will still have the points lead with a top 10 run tonight, regardless of who wins. And the fact he does have the most laps led, so he'll get 10 bonus points. Big battle for position. We know Stremme and Kyle Busch is in this pack too, so all these guys are battling for position. Atwood hanging on to 5th. Hornaday passes Stremme through 3 and 4. That moves him up to 7th. More spots up for grabs for Biffle. Stremme with a crossover on Hornaday in turns 1 and 2. They're side by side. Biffle's going to try to risk it down into turn 3. Looking low, but he slides way too much. Way too much that time. 10 to go. Biffle drives it deep into turn 1. Holds the corner well, even with the old tires. And he has driven underneath Ron Hornaday for position. But he overdrives the corner. He gets into Hornaday. Contact. Biffle gets around him for 8th, but that is not the way he wanted to do it. And now he's got some catching up to do just to get back to a shot to get back in the top 5. We stay green. Even if he can't get to 5th quickly, and theoretically we get a caution immediately when that happens, if we have a couple laps to go, maybe 5th to 1st is possible. I don't think 8th to 1st is. Stremme to the inside of Kyle Busch off the exit of turn 2. They're side by side for 6th on the back straightaway. That's going to allow Biffle to close the gap. Stremme hops back in line to go single file into turns 3 and 4. Busch has a run on Casey Atwood now. He pulled Stremme on the front straightaway just a little bit. 7 laps remain. Stremme again looking low under Busch. He almost got under him in turns 1 and 2 last time. This time he does not. And Biffle occupies the bottom now instead of the 32 of Stremme. Biffle drives it in deep. He'll clear Stremme for 7th. 6 to go. Busch gonna block Biffle on the back straightaway into turn 3. Can't get underneath the 14 of Casey Atwood. Biffle really tight in the dirty air. All 3 cars moved up a little bit off the exit of turn 4. 5 laps to go. Busch has a run again on the back straightaway. And he is underneath Casey Atwood. And he'll make the pass. That opened the door for Biffle to follow Busch to get by Atwood as well. Now Biffle has a run off turn 4 on Kyle Busch. Trying to pass the 5 car for 5th with 4 to go. Another big dive into turn 1. He can't get underneath him. Three to go for Yaley. If the caution comes out now, the race is going to come to an end. Busch runs the high side as well as Biffle through 3 at 4. Closing in on a couple more cars who I believe are both a lap down up ahead. Biffle has a run. He's underneath Busch off of turn 2. Side by side, Biffle gets a little loose though. Kyle might have a little bit more momentum as they carry it into turn 3. Busch is going to hang on again. It looked like Biffle had a shot. 2 to go at the line. If he can catch Busch behind the lap cars, he might have a better chance to get around him if he uses them as a pick. Definitely looks like Biffle's a little better than Busch in 1 and 2. That's going to be the best chance he's going to have of getting around him. Got to his bumper that time. It only pushed him a little bit further down the back straightaway ahead of Biffle. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go for J.J. Yaley at the front of the field. And 1 lap now for Biffle to try and get around Busch. Potentially for 5th. Oh, deep dive into turn 3, or turn 1 rather, and that didn't work at all. And Busch easily gets around the lap cars. And they're going to get in Biffle's way, it looks like, into turn 3. Biffle slides. Oh, and he nudges Westbury, the 121. Clears him off turn 4, but Busch pulled him. Checkered flag in the air, 6th place finish for Biffle, but most importantly at the front of the field, it's J.J. Yaley who will get the win at Darlington. His first win, I believe, on this Busch Series season. And after Biffle dominated the first half of today's race and led the most laps, he is unable to conquer the max points day and get the win, finishing 11.2 seconds off the lead. And the only 2 cautions we had today were in the first 29 laps of the race. Well, dang. Definitely disappointing. It's highly disappointing. And that is J.J. Yaley's first win of the season. So Yaley with the win. He led 47 laps today, and I think it was each of the last 47 laps. Bobby Hamilton Jr. finishes in 2nd. Ashton Lewis 3rd. Terry Cook 4th. He led 20 laps, and then Kyle Busch rounds out the top 5. No bonus points for Busch today. Greg Biffle 6th. He led the most laps today, 73 laps led. Casey Atwood finishes in 7th, David Stremme 8th, Ron Hornaday, also no bonus points, finishes 9th, and Steve Calloway rounds out the top 10. We had a total of 26 cars finish on the lead lap, and we only had 3 drivers fail to finish today's race with engine failures: Trey Murray, Eddie Hammock, and Corey Haynes. 3.1 second margin of victory over Bobby Hamilton. And those 2 cautions ran for 6 caution laps. Only 4 lead changes. Total race time 1 hour and 20 minutes. So we'll check the point standings out real quick before we end the stream. And the next race will be the Twister 300. And it will be at the Chicagoland Speedway 200 lap race. That will be next week on the channel. As far as our next stream goes, it will be tomorrow. And we'll get things started at about 11 p.m. Or sorry, not 11 p.m. 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Early start time to get your Sunday afternoon of racing kicked off. And late Sunday morning. That is so that way we can get the race done before the Richmond Cup Series race tomorrow afternoon. Again, I'll be with my family watching that race tomorrow from the comfort of my own home. Well, not my home. I'm going to my grandparents' home. But going to their house, going to watch the race there. So no live commentary for the race tomorrow. We will have live commentary for the Cup and the Xfinity Series race, though, the following weekend at Martinsville. I'll put a reminder in the community tab as well. Our point standings on the Busch Series season. I guess we had a bigger points lead than what I thought. Actually, I think we did gain points on Kyle Busch, because we had 10 bonus points. Kyle Busch didn't have any bonus points. He beat us by 1 spot, which I believe was only a 4-point difference between 5th and 6th. Might have been 5 points. I can't really remember the increments between 5th and 6th. But regardless of the fact, because of the bonus points, we still beat Kyle Busch today. And Kyle Busch will take over the points lead, we'll take over second place in points, because Hornaday was actually second in points coming in. And now Busch is 1 point ahead of him. So not bad there. Like, share, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Thank you everybody for watching this Saturday evening race. I will see you guys tomorrow. Predictions video for the Richmond Cup Series race will still be out on the channel before the start of the race tomorrow as well. Again, live streaming at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on NASCAR 05 Cup Series Custom Schedule Season. Can't wait. 2-point lead for Greg Biffle going into the second half of the season starting tomorrow. Have a good rest of your night. Enjoy WrestleMania if you're going to watch it as well. And I'll see you tomorrow.